Today we are going to discuss about capacitors and capacitance. So here is the capacitors. Different types of capacitors are shown in this diagram. So these are the different types of capacitors. Now, so what is meant by capacitor? What is capacitor? So capacitor stores energy. So it stores energy. Which type of energy it is going to store? Which type of energy it is going to store? Capacitor stores energy only. Which type of energy? Is it mechanical energy or electrical energy or magnetic energy? So which type of energy it is going to store? It is going to store electrical energy. So electrical energy stored by capacitor. So a capacitor is a device that stores which type of energy? Electric energy. This stores electric energy. So now, so what is the basic construction of capacitor? So a capacitor is a pair of two conductors of any shape. So what is the basic nature and basic construction of capacitor? So capacitor consists of two different conductors separated by some finite distance. So which are in any shape. Now, so capacitor is a device that stores electrical energy. Which type of energy? Electrical energy it stores. Next, capacitor consists of two different plates separated by some finite distance. So any shape. Now, so on each plate, charges are exactly opposite charges will appear on each plate. So here is one capacitor. A basic diagram is there. So this is called a parallel plate capacitor. So this is called a parallel plate capacitor. For this parallel plate capacitor, what is the capacitance value? Capacitance of this parallel plate capacitor can be written as a, so assume that a charge Q is so a positive charge Q appeared here, a negative charge of same magnitude minus Q appeared on other plate when they are separated by some finite distance. Now potential difference between these two is let it be V. V is the potential difference. V is the potential difference and charge on each plate is given by magnitude Q. So magnitude of charge is how much? Q is the magnitude of charge on each plate. On either plate, what is the value of potential difference between these two plates? V is the potential difference between these two plates. So for any capacitors, the relation between charge, potential and capacitance is given by C equal to Q by V. This is the basic condition. Or we can write this one as Q equal to C into V. What is the relation between capacitance, potential and charge on the either plate? Magnitude of the charge relation is given by Q equal to CV. Or from this one we can write C equal to Q by V. This is the basic relation. So what is the relation between charge, capacitance and potential difference? Q equal to CV or C equal to Q by V. Next. Next one, if a capacitor gets charged when battery is connected across the plate, once a capacitor gets fully charged, then flow of charge is going to stop. When capacitor fully charged, then flow of charge carriers stop in the circuit. In this condition, the potential difference across the plates is the same as the potential difference across the terminals of the battery. So if you connect one capacitor to a battery, then what happens? The capacitor is going to charge. If you connect a battery to a capacitor, then what happens? That capacitor is going to charge. Now, once the charging process is completed, then flow of charge is stopped in that circuit. Then The potential difference across the capacitor plates is same as potential difference across the terminal of the battery. Or simply we can say that potential of the battery will appear at a capacitor only. Total potential will appear at a capacitor only. Now what happens here? If you connect one battery to a capacitor, then what happens? It is going to charge. Once charging process completed, or once it gets fully charged, then the charge flow stops and total potential of the battery appears at a capacitor only. Next one. What is the value of net charge? Net charge across the capacitor. What is the net charge across the capacitor? How much is the net charge? On one plate, charge plus Q is there. On other plate, minus Q will be there. Now, what is the net charge? What is the value of net charge here? So, net charge equal to sum of these two, then you will get a 0. Net charge is equal to sum of the individuals, that is nothing but a 0. Q minus Q, then you will get a 0 here. What is the net charge on capacitor plates? Net charge is 0 only. Net charge is 0. Next. So next one, capacitance. Next one, just go through this one. Next one, capacitance. So what is meant by capacitance? Capacitance. Capacitance of a condenser or a capacitor is denoted by letter C. Capacitance of a capacitor or a condenser is denoted by letter C. Capacitance of a capacitor or condenser is denoted by letter C. Now, what is the relation between charge and potential? Charge on any capacitor is directly proportional to the potential across the capacitor plates. Charge on capacitor plates, either of the capacitor plate is directly proportional to potential difference across the plates. Charge on capacitor plates is directly proportional to potential difference across the plates. Now, to remove this proportionality, we need to introduce some constant. That constant is let it be C. To remove this proportionality, we need to introduce some constant. That constant is let it be C. From this equation, we can say that Q equal to CV. This is the basic relation for the capacitors or condensers. This is the basic relation. From this basic relation only, we are going to solve remaining equations. Next one. So that proportionality constant is called capacitance of the capacitor. Now, what is the SI unit of capacitance? Capacitance, what is the SI unit? From this one, capacitance can be written as C equal to Q by V. What is the SI unit of Q? For Q, SI unit is Coulomb. For V, volts. Potential difference, volt. Coulomb per volt is the SI unit for capacitance of a capacitor. Or simply we can write it as a farad. Capacitance of a capacitor, SI unit is Coulomb per volt, or farad is the SI unit. Coulomb per volt or farad is the SI unit for capacitance of the capacitor. Next, dimensional formula. So dimensional formula, substitute dimensions of coulombs, substitute dimensions of volt, then you will get a dimensional formula of capacitance as m power minus 1, L power minus 2, T power 4 and A power 2. What is the dimensional formula for capacitance? M power minus 1, L power minus 2, T power 4, A power plus 2. Next. So capacitance of a capacitor is a scalar quantity or vector quantity? Capacitance of a capacitor is a scalar quantity or a vector quantity? Is it scalar or vector? Capacitance of a capacitor is a scalar quantity or vector quantity? So it is a scalar quantity. Capacitance of a capacitor is a scalar quantity. Next, dependency. dependency of capacitance. So how you are going to explain dependency of capacitance? How you are going to explain dependency of capacitance? On which factors capacitance of a capacitor depends? What is the formula for capacitance? Formula for capacitance is C equal to Q by V. So what we wrote in previous case for capacitance, capacitance formula is Q by V. Now from this one, can you identify dependency of capacitance on other which factors? On which factors capacitance of a capacitor is depends? From this equation, we can conclude that capacitance depends on the charge, depend on voltage. From this equation, we can conclude like that. But answer is wrong. From this equation, how you are going to conclude? Capacitance is depends on charge, capacitance is depends on voltage. But that concept is wrong. So here, what is the conclusion? Capacitance does not depends on charge and potential difference across the capacitor plates. So from this equation, we cannot say the dependency of capacitor, or we can conclude that capacitance of a capacitor is independent on charge and voltage. So this is the important point here. Capacitance is independent on charge on the capacitor plates and potential difference across the capacitor plates. So this is the basic concept. Capacitance is independent on charge and potential difference. Now on which factors capacitance depends? So other formula, in next case we are going to discuss that formula. Based on that formula only we need to answer this question. So capacitance of a parallel pair capacitor, formula epsilon naught A by D. Now from this one only we need to explain the dependency. From this one we can conclude that capacitance is depends on area, capacitance is depends on separation between the plates, capacitance is depends on medium between the plates. So here capacitance is independent on charge and voltage. Now on which factors capacitance is depends? Capacitance is depends on medium between the plates, area of the plates, separation between the plates, or physical dimensions of the plates. So here capacitance of a capacitor depends on area of the plates, separation between the plates, medium between the plates, and our area and separation we can combinedly call it as dimensions of the capacitor. Simply dimensions of the capacitor. So capacitance of a capacitor is independent on charge and voltage, but it depends on medium, area, separation between the plates. So this is about dependency. So check this one once. Capacitance is independent on charge and potential. On which factors it depends? It depends on medium between the plates, area of the each plate. Next one, separation between the plates. So next point, capacitance of an isolated sphere. Capacitance of an isolated sphere. Capacitance of an isolated sphere. Now, so assume that here one sphere is there that is having a positive charge on its surface. Radius of the sphere is given by letter R. Capital R is the radius of the sphere. Charge on the sphere is Q. Charge on the sphere is how much? Q is the charge on the sphere. R is the radius of the sphere. Now, what is the voltage on that sphere? Total potential on the sphere. Potential for a spherical surface, potential formula is kq by r. R we can write this one as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into q by r. Or simply we can write it as kq by r. What is the value of k? K is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught only. K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught only. Now, so to solve for capacitance, what is the basic equation with us? that is a Q equal to C into V. From this equation, C can be written as Q by V. So capacitance formula is Q by V. Now substitute these values there, then you will get the answer. So what is the capacitance? Capacitance formula is Q equal to C by V. So Q equal to C into V is the formula. From this one, C can be written as Q by V. To calculate capacitance, so you have to substitute charge and potential here. Substitute charge and potential. Substitute charge and potential here. C equal to Q by, what is the value of potential? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R. Just I substituted the value of V there. So here I substituted value of V. Then you will get this equation. Then cancel similar terms. Q get cancelled out. Then you will get C as 4 pi epsilon naught into R. So this is the capacitance of a spherical capacitor. Capacitance of a spherical capacitor formula is 4 pi epsilon naught into R. Capacitance of a spherical capacitor. What is the formula? 4 pi epsilon naught R. Capacitance of a spherical capacitor is 4 pi epsilon naught into R is the value of capacitance of a spherical capacitor. So what is the basic process? What is the basic process to identify or to calculate capacitance of a capacitor? So this one is the basic process. Just substitute Q and V values there, then you will get the answer. For any type of capacitor, we need to solve capacitance value like this only. Just substitute Q value and V value here, then you will get the answer. So what is the potential of that spherical capacitor? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q by R. Substitute this value here, then you will get the answer. Substitute this value here, then you will get the answer as C equal to 4 pi epsilon naught into R. So is this clear? What is the formula for capacitance of a spherical capacitor? What is the formula for capacitance of a spherical capacitor? Capacitance of a spherical capacitor formula is 4 pi epsilon naught into R. Next one. Next one, energy stored in a capacitor. Next one, energy stored in a capacitor. So energy stored in a capacitor is given by equation. Energy stored in a capacitor is denoted by letter U, and that is equal to half CV square, 1 by 2 into CV square, half CV square, or Q square by 2C, or 1 by 2 into Q into V. These are the formulas for energy stored in a capacitor. What is the formula for energy stored in a capacitor? Half CV square or Q square by 2C, or 1 by 2 into Q into V. These are the formulas for energy stored in a capacitor. So energy stored in a capacitor formula, half CV square, Q square by 2C, 1 by 2 into Q into V. These are the formulas for energy stored in a capacitor. So which type of energy that is going to store? So electrostatic energy or electrical energy. Next one. Next topic. So dielectric. So what is meant by dielectric? What is meant by dielectric? What is meant by dielectric? So what is a dielectric? So dielectric is a non-conducting material. Dielectric is a non-conducting material. A non-conducting material or insulating material is called dielectric. So what is the basic nature of dielectric? Is it conducting material or non-conducting material? Dielectric should be a non-conducting material. Dielectric should be a non-conducting material or simply insulating material. So just insulator. So that insulator is called a dielectric. Next. So here dielectrics are two types of dielectrics are there. One is polar dielectrics, other one is non-polar dielectric. So what is meant by polar dielectric? Here two types of dielectrics are there. One is polar, other one is non-polar dielectrics. So what is meant by polar dielectric? So here polar dielectric having permanent dipole moment in the absence of electric field also. So what is meant by polar dielectric? If any dielectric having a permanent dielectric moment, then that is called polar dielectric. So what is non-polar? If a dielectric does not have any permanent dipole moment, then that is called non-polar. Based on dielectric moment, dipole moment only, we can conclude that whether it is a polar or non-polar. So what is meant by polar dielectric? If a dielectric having permanent dipole moment, if a dielectric having a permanent dipole moment, then that is called a polar dielectric. And non-polar means if a dielectric having if a dielectric does not have any permanent dipole moment, then that is called non-polar dielectric. Now, so go through this polar dielectric. Polar dielectric, polar dielectric means so that is having permanent dipole moment, but net dipole, individual dipole moment is there, but net dipole moment and for entire this one is zero. Net dipole moment is zero because they are dipoles are distributed in a random way. That means in random rotation or in random directions dipoles are there, so that net may be zero. Next, so dielectric dipole moments are like this. So dipole means nothing but positive and negative only, na? So dipole moments are not arranged in the same order. So different order is there, but this is having some each dipole having dipole moment, but net may be zero. Next, non-polar. So polar examples, polar dielectric examples. So CO2, alcohol, so NH3, HCl are the polar molecules, are polar dipoles. Polar dipoles. If you place these dipoles in electric field, then all the dipole moments are aligned with the field. All dipole moments are going to align with the field. What are the examples for polar molecule? All polar dipoles, alcohol, CO2, NH3, HCl. All these are comes under polar dielectrics. Next one, next topic. So non-polar dielectric. So what is meant by non-polar dielectric? So already we discussed. So non-polar dielectric means so it is having zero dipole moment. Zero dipole moment without any external field. So if you are that is not in external electric field, in that case also net dipole moment is zero. That is comes under non-polar dielectric. What are the example for that one? N2O2 benzene, methane, all are comes under non-polar dielectrics only. So non-polar N2O2 benzene, methane all are comes under non-polar dielectrics. Now, so which one we are going to prefer, non-polar or polar dielectrics? We are going to prefer which one? So which one we are going to prefer? Non-polar molecules are non-polar dielectrics are we are going to prefer in experiments. Next. Next one, next concept, polarization. Next concept, polarization. So for example, a dielectric is there. Just consider a dielectric. So assume that this slab is a dielectric. For this one, dipoles are like this. Dipoles are randomly distributed. Plus minus, minus plus, minus plus, plus minus, plus minus. So this is the dielectric. Here for this one, for this dielectric, dipoles are randomly distributed. For this one, randomly distributed. So if you place this dielectric between the capacitor plates, so first plate having positive charge, next plate having a negative charge. If you place this dielectric between one capacitor, between two capacitor plates, then these dipoles are arranged in the direction of in opposite to the field direction. Dipoles are arranged opposite to the field direction like this. So here dipole moments are distributed randomly. If you place this dielectric between capacitor plates, what happens here? The dipoles are aligned. So in which way dipoles are aligned? Opposite to the field direction. Dipoles are aligned opposite to the field direction. So that means negative charges so appeared at positive plate and positive charges appeared at negative plate. So this alignment is called polarization, or this process is called polarization. So what is the process? So initially, so all dipoles are arranged in random way. If you place this one in between the capacitor plates, what happens here? Dipole moments are aligned. So this process is called polarization. So alignment of dipoles is nothing but polarization. So what is meant by polarization? Just alignment of dipoles opposite to the field direction is called polarization. So this is nothing but polarization. So is the polarization topic is clear? What is meant by polarization? If you place a dielectric between capacitor plates, then dipoles are aligned. Then that alignment is nothing but a polarization. That alignment process is nothing but a polarization. Next. So for this one, what is the direction of original electric field? For capacitor plates, original electric field is like this. This is the direction of original electric field. This is the direction of original electric field. Original electric field from positive to negative. That is the electric field outside the dielectric. Now within the dielectric, positive to negative is the electric field direction. This is the electric field direction. Let it be E dash. What is E dash? E dash is the electric field within the dielectric. E dash is the electric field within the dielectric. Next, what is E? E is the electric field between the capacitor plates. Now, what is the net field? What is the net electric field now? Here, electric field E is outside of the dielectric. Next, E dash is inside the dielectric. Now, what is the net electric field here? Net electric field can be written as E minus E dash. So here he took within this one E1 he is taking like that. So we can take also like that. We are going to take like that. Now, what is the net electric field? Net electric field is nothing but difference between external field and difference between external field and electric field inside a dielectric. So electric field outside the dielectric minus electric field inside the dielectric, that is nothing but a net electric field. Net electric field is nothing but simply difference between these two electric fields only. Net electric field is a difference between these two electric fields. So this is nothing but a dielectric polarization. So what is polarization? What is meant by polarization? Just go through this one, sir. What is meant by polarization? What is meant by polarization? So this is one dielectric. This is one dielectric. So dielectric means dipoles are arranged in random way. If you place this dielectric within a electric field or between two capacitor plates, the dipoles are arranged in the direction of field. That process is called polarization. So assume that electric field outside this dielectric is E, and electric field due to these dipoles is let it be E1. What is the net electric field? Net electric field can be written as E net equal to difference between these two. So external field minus electric field within the dielectric. That is the net electric field. Next one, dielectric constant. Next formula is for a dielectric constant. So what is the value of dielectric constant? So dielectric constant of a medium can be defined as the ratio of original electric field to the electric field within the dielectric. Simply, dielectric constant K can be written as E by E dash. So what is E? What is E? E is the electric field between capacitor plates, that is outside the dielectric. What is E dash? That is the electric field within the dielectric. E by E dash is nothing but dielectric constant. Dielectric constant. Dielectric constant also known as permittivity or relative permittivity. Relative permittivity. Dielectric constant is also known as relative permittivity of the material or medium. So what is the formula for K? E by E dash. What is E? Electric field between the capacitor plates. What is E dash? That is the electric field within the dielectric. Next one, dielectric breakdown or dielectric strength. So what is meant by dielectric breakdown? What is meant by dielectric breakdown? Now go through this one. So for very high electric fields, the dielectric behaves like a conductor. For very high electric fields, the dielectric behaves like a conductor. That phenomenon is known as a dielectric breakdown. So what is meant by dielectric breakdown? For high electric fields, the dielectric behaves as a conductor. That electric field is known as or that process is known as a dielectric breakdown. So what is the order of high electric fields? Order of 10 power 6 volt per meter. So if you place electric field this much value, then dielectric may behaves as a conductor. That is called dielectric breakdown.
Dielectric breakdown.
Next. So what is dielectric strength? The maximum value of electric field is nothing but a dielectric strength. The maximum value of that electric field is nothing but a dielectric strength. Next. So what is the SI unit of dielectric strength? Volt per meter. Nothing but a SI unit of electric field only. Volt per meter. Dielectric strength SI unit is a volt per meter only. Next one. Capacitance of different types of capacitors. Capacitance of different types of capacitors. In this one, what is the first one? So what is the first capacitor? What is the first type of capacitor? Parallel plate capacitor. Parallel plate capacitor we need to discuss. First type of capacitor is nothing but a parallel plate capacitor. So parallel plate capacitor. Let's go through this one. So what is parallel plate capacitor? So parallel plate capacitor consists of two plates. They are separated by some finite distance and they are arranged parallel to each other. Their parallel plate capacitor consists of two plates. So they are conducting or non-conducting. These plates are conducting or non-conducting. Two conducting are metal plates. Metal plates are conducting plates. So two plates are arranged parallel to each other and separated by some finite distance. Is nothing but a parallel plate capacitor. Next. So capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor we need to solve. What is the value of capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor? Capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. So what is the value of capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor? What is the process to calculate capacitance? To calculate capacitance, what is the basic process? So you have to solve based on equation Q equal to CV. If you want to solve for capacitance, only basic equation is this one only. From this equation only we need to solve for a capacitance. So for this capacitance, first we need to calculate potential difference. If you calculate potential difference and just calculate potential difference and substitute there, then you will get the answer for capacitance. Now, what is the electric field between the capacitor plates? To calculate potential, first we need to calculate electric field. What is the electric field between the capacitor plates? Electric field formula is sigma by epsilon naught. For conducting plates, sigma by 2 epsilon naught for each plate, and for a composite plate, that is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. For each plate, what is the value? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught for positive plate. Similarly, for negative plate, sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Just add these two, then you will get sigma by epsilon naught is the electric field between the capacitor plates. So what is the formula for electric field between the capacitor plates? Sigma by epsilon naught. Sigma by epsilon naught is the formula. So what is the value of sigma? Sigma is equal to Q by A. So what is sigma? That is called the charge density. Charge density formula Q by A. Surface charge density. We can call it as a surface charge density. What is the value of that one? Q by A. If you substitute this value, you will get Q by A epsilon naught. This is the electric field. Now from this one, can you solve for a potential? What is the relation between potential and electric field? What is the relation between potential and electric field? Electric field and potential relation, V equal to E into D. What is the relation between potential and electric field? V equal to E into D. Use this equation and solve for potential. Just use this equation and solve for potential. Now from this equation, from V equal to E into D, substitute E value. E is how much? Sigma by epsilon naught into D. So what is sigma? That is Q by A. So Q into D by A epsilon naught. This is the potential. This is the value of potential. Potential across the potential difference across the capacitor plates is how much? Q into D by A epsilon naught. From where we got this one? First calculate electric field. After that, substitute that electric field in this equation. Then you will get potential equation. Now, capacitance formula. Next, capacitance. Q equal to C into V. From Q equal to C into V. C equal to Q by V. Substitute V value. Q by, what is the value of V? Q into D by A epsilon naught. So cancel similar terms, then you will get epsilon naught into A by D. This is the formula for a capacitance of a capacitor. Capacitance of a capacitor formula is epsilon naught A by D. This is for parallel plate. Capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor formula is epsilon naught A by D. This is the basic derivation. So simply you can remember, so electric field, potential and capacitance. Directly you can remember like that. So let me explain this one once again. Now, so let me explain this one once again. So for a parallel plate capacitor, what is the electric field? Electric field between the parallel plate capacitor. What is the formula for that? So electric field formula is E equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Electric field formula is E equal to sigma by epsilon naught. This is the formula for electric field. So electric field within a parallel plate capacitor is E equal to sigma by epsilon naught. That sigma is equal to Q by A. So Q by A epsilon naught. Next one. Next, what is our aim? We need to calculate potential difference. Just we need to calculate potential difference between the capacitor plates. Now, potential difference and electric field relation, V equal to E into D. What is the relation between potential and electric field? V equal to E into D is the relation. V equal to E into D. This is the relation between potential and electric field. Now, just substitute E value. E is how much? Sigma by epsilon naught. Then you will get sigma into D by epsilon naught. Or if you expand sigma, then you will get Q into D by A epsilon naught. This is the formula for potential. Now, so use the basic equation to solve for capacitance. What is the value of capacitance? Capacitance of a capacitor can be written as capacitance of a capacitor C equal to Q by V. Just substitute V value. So this is the value of V. Na? Substitute that one, then you will get epsilon naught A by D. So what is the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor formula? Capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor is epsilon naught into A by D. Epsilon naught into A by D is the formula for capacitance of a capacitor. Capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor formula epsilon naught into A by D. Epsilon naught into A by D is the formula for capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. So what is the formula for electric field within the capacitor? Sigma by epsilon naught or Q by A epsilon naught. What is the formula for potential? Sigma into D by epsilon naught or Q into D by A epsilon naught. Now capacitance formula epsilon naught A by D. Next, if you place a dielectric medium between the capacitor plates, then capacitance equation can be written as capacitance of that parallel plate capacitor can be written as K epsilon naught A by D, or we can write it as K into C. That means if you place one dielectric between the capacitor plates, then capacitance will increase by a factor of K. What is K there? K is nothing but a dielectric constant. What is K? K is called a dielectric constant. K is called a dielectric constant. Now, so in this case, if you place a dielectric within a capacitor, then what happens? Capacitance is going to increase or decrease? Is going to increase. By what factor? It increases by K times. Capacitance of a capacitor increases by how many times? K times. What is K there? K is called a dielectric constant. K is called a dielectric constant. Next one. Now, from this equation, we need to conclude the dependency of capacitance. Dependency. Capacitance, what is the formula? K into epsilon naught into A by D. Na? From this equation, we need to conclude the dependency. So from this equation, we can conclude that capacitance is depends on medium or dielectric and depends on area of the plates and depends on separation between the plates. What is A? Separation. What is D? What is the separation? What is A? Area of the plates. What is K? That is dielectric strength. That means from this equation we can conclude that capacitance is depends on medium between the plates, area of the plate, next separation between the plates. So capacitance is depends on these factors, but capacitance basic formula, other formula is there, Q equal to CV or C equal to Q by V. So don't conclude dependency of capacitor from this equation. You have to conclude from this equation only. If you want to tell dependency, just take this equation, not this equation. This capacitance is independent on charge and potential. Depends on medium, area and separation. So this is the main part. Next one. Go through the next one. So here, if it is completely filled, what is the formula for a capacitance? K into epsilon naught A by D. So how you fill this one? Here two plates are there. Assume that this is one capacitor plate. This is another capacitor plate. Just we are filling one dielectric between these plates completely. If you fill completely with dielectric of constant K, then what is the formula? K into epsilon naught A by D is the formula. Next, if the same capacitor is filled partially, if you filled capacitor plates, if you fill place between the capacitor plates partially, then what is the capacitance? What is the capacitance of the capacitor? If you fill the capacitor medium between the capacitor plates partially, then so we need to go through that one. Next topic is that one only. Here, if a dielectric slab is partially filled, that means some space is left between the capacitor plates. So here, just check this diagram. So this is one plate, this is other plate. Here is one capacitor plates. Is my voice is audible? Please confirm, anyone? Anyone please confirm? Is my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
No. So here two capacitor plates are there. One is a positive plate, other one is a negative plate. One is positive and other one is a negative plate separated by some finite distance. Now in this case, so we are going to insert one dielectric slab between these two partially. Partially means some space is left behind without filling. This is empty or free space is there. Here also some free space is there. That means this is comes under a partially filled case. If you fill the gap between the capacitor plates partially, or if you fill the space between the capacitor plates partially, what is the capacitance of that type of capacitor? Capacitance of that type of capacitor is given by equation epsilon naught into A by D minus Te plus T by K. What is T there? T is the thickness of this plate, thickness of this dielectric. What is T? T is a thickness of the dielectric. What is K? K is a dielectric constant. What is D? D is a separation between the plates. Remaining are as it is as we discussed earlier. Now, what is the capacitance of partially filled capacitor? What is the capacitance of partially filled capacitor? What is the value of capacitance for a partially filled capacitor? Formula is epsilon naught A by D minus T plus T by K. D minus T plus T by K. Epsilon naught A by D minus T plus T by K is the formula. This is the formula for a capacitance of a partially filled capacitor. Next one. Next one. So if n number of dielectrics are there, so we are going to fill that capacitor with these n number of dielectric slabs. Then what is the formula for this? Similar formula we need to use. If n number of dielectric slabs are placed with thicknesses T1, T2, T3 with dielectric constants K1, K2, K3, then the capacitance can be written as epsilon naught A by D minus. So just add all thicknesses. Next, just add thickness by dielectric constant. Just add thickness by dielectric constant. So this is capacitance of capacitors when that is filled partially or completely with that filled completely with n number of dielectric slabs with different dielectric constants. Next one. So if you place one metallic slab within the dielectric, then what happens? So dielectric means that is a non-conducting material. Now we are placing one conducting material or metal. If we place one conducting material, then what is the capacitance equation? For dielectric, what is the formula? Partially filled C equals C dash equal to epsilon naught A by D minus T plus T by K. Na? This is the formula. Na? This is the formula. So epsilon naught A by D minus T plus T by K. This is the formula for capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor when it is filled partially. When it is filled partially. Now, instead of dielectric slab, if you place one conductor, instead of dielectric slab, if you place one conductor, then what happens? Conductor is nothing but metal. If you place one metal, then what is the value of K for metal? K value is infinity for metal. For metal surface, K is infinity. Just substitute infinity here, then you will get capacitance of that type of capacitor is epsilon naught A by D minus T. For metal surface, what is the value of K? K is infinite. K is infinite. Just substitute that value here, then you will get epsilon naught A by D minus T. So this is the value of capacitance of a capacitor when it is filled partially with one metal surface. So if it is filled with one dielectric, partially filled with a dielectric, this is the formula. If it is filled with partially filled with a metal, then this is the formula. What is the K value or dielectric constant for metal? What is the value of dielectric constant for a metal surface? Value of dielectric constant for a metal surface is infinity. For a metal surface, what is the value of dielectric constant? Infinity. Next one, last but one, the force between parallel plate capacitors. Force between parallel plate capacitors. So for this one also, we can solve this one from energy equation. So what is the energy stored in the capacitor or work done? Half CV square. Na? Energy stored formula is half CV square. So energy is nothing but work done. Work done can be written as force into distance or displacement. So F into D can be written as half CV square, or from this one 1 by 2 into CV square by D. Force can be written as CV square by 2D. CV square by 2D. Next, so can you substitute C value? C value, what is the value of C? Substitute C value here. C, what is the value of C? C equal to epsilon naught A by D. Epsilon naught A by D. Just substitute that value. And what is the value of V? From Q equal to CV, substitute V value. From Q equal to CV, substitute V value from this equation, substitute C value from this equation, then you will get this equation. Just substitute C value from epsilon naught A by D, substitute V value from Q equal to CV, then you will get force as Q square by 2 epsilon naught into E, A, R. So Q can be written as Q equal to epsilon naught into A, or sigma equal to Q by A, na? Sigma equal to Q by A. From this equation, Q can be written as sigma into A. Substitute this value here, then you will get this equation. So what is the basic equation? Work done or energy half CV square. Work done again can be written as force into distance or displacement, that equal to half CV square. Then force equal to half CV square by D. This is the equation. Just substitute C value and V value, then you will get this equation. Substitute Q value. So in terms of sigma, then you will get so other equation. Then you will get other equation like this. Is this clear? So this is the force between capacitor plates. Next one. So next one, energy density. So what is meant by energy density? So energy per unit volume. Energy density is nothing but energy per unit volume. So energy stored per unit volume. So what is the value of energy stored? Energy stored formula is half CV square, na? So half CV square by volume B. So what is the value of V in terms of E? So this is equal to 1 by 2 into this is a volume. Volume can be written as area into length. What is the value of C? Epsilon naught into A by length or distance. Next, what is V in terms of E? V equal to E into D. So take this one as a D, this one also as a D. So just I am taking length as a D. What is the value of V? V equal to E into D. Here V square is there. So E square, D square is there. Just cancel similar terms. D and D square will get cancelled out. Area will get cancelled out. What is the remaining part? Only half epsilon naught E square. So this is the important equation that is called energy density. Energy density in terms of electric field. Energy density formula is there in terms of magnetic field also. Energy density in terms of electric field formula is half epsilon naught E square. From where we got this one? Energy by volume. What is the energy formula? Half CV square. Substitute C value, substitute V value, and convert volume as area into distance. C value means epsilon naught A by D. V is E into D. Volume means area into distance. Then cancel similar terms, then you will get half epsilon naught E square as energy density. Energy density means energy per unit volume. Is this clear?